In this video we're going to disassemble and reassemble a combination square. So I've put out here a combination square, one of my favorite tools because it actually replaces a number of other tools, so it's much easier to carry around on site carpentry. So it can replace the tri-square, a miter, a depth gauge, height gauge, a level and a ruler. So we have a spirit level on it here. We've got a steel rule. You've got this angle here, 90 degrees, so that will replace the tri-square, so we can measure our 90-degree angles. And we've also got a for the miters, the 45-degree angles. Now we're going to take this one apart. This is a 300 mil or a 12-inch combination square. When I have that there, we can see that that's the lock bolt. So the lock bolt is what we're going to use to undo this. We're going to loosen that lock bolt, and when that's loosened, the rule in the body will slide back and forth. Now sometimes you might want to just slide it back and forth and that's fine. Other times you actually want to get your certain measurements on it, and the ruler might not be set up the right way for you. So if we take a look at this one, with this one, I'm not too happy having to calculate the measurements back from 300 mil. So on that, we're actually going to take it out. So to take it apart, if you loosen that fully, the ruler will come all the way out. That one's tight. Come all the way out there. We can put down the body. If you take a look at the ruler, it's got a groove in it. So let's pick this body up again. Here on the body, if we take that nut all the way off, we've got a spring on it. And we're left with this. This blade is a hexagon shape. So it doesn't turn in there, so we can't spin it round. Now I want to reassemble this so that I've got the ruler counting out for me from 0, 10 mil, 20 mil, 30 mil, and that's easier for me to count upwards instead of the way we had it before, is backwards. So now that I can see where my groove is in the ruler, we're going to put the blade back in. At the tip of the blade, that catches into that groove. So when I'm holding the body, so I know the groove now is going to point towards me. So when I'm holding the body, I want that blade to catch that groove. We're going to turn it, put it back in there. That's caught. See, and it's fallen out. The blade is now caught the rule, and I can count up how I want to count up. Get your spring back on and take the lock nut. Now the lock nut has an indentation on one side and not on the other. So you want the indentation to go over the spring. And if you get it wrong, it just doesn't tighten so tight, so you can just turn it around. So here we have the lock nut loosened up, and we can easily count now all the way up to whatever we want, 100 mil, and tighten that on there. And that's disassembling and reassembling a combination square. The other part that comes off of these is this here. And that's our scriber. If we undo this, we've got a small pin. So if we are marking up a piece of timber, we would probably mark it up with a pencil. But if you actually wanted to scribe the timber, you can scribe it with the pin. Put a small mark in it. That easily gets lost We keep that screwed in back there. I hope that's helpful. Thank you.